Hello and welcome back to Exeter City, where we've got another Champions League game for you. This one's the Benfica one, which makes the shirt make a little bit more sense this time round. I'll get you caught up. Of course, no transfers this time to deal with, so just straight on with the fixtures. Bayern Munich's 3-3 draw was followed by a 6-2 eventual demolition of Crystal Palace. They did go up in that. We scored twice, they equalised, and then we decided to actually play football in the second half and score 4 goals, making that a nice, lovely 6-2 all told. Only one person with 2 goals. That was Carlos Eduardo. We followed up by beating both Brentford and Benfica 4-1 at home. The Benfica game only drawing 15,000 people. More people turn up for Brentford. More people turn up to see us play Brentford than they did Bayern Munich. Why? Football manager. I know that's probably quite low down on the list of bugs, but I've just realised that's actually probably down to the away fans. Actually, no it isn't. There's only 1,000 away fans less for Benfica than there was Brentford, so actually less people did turn up in the home section as well, so can't blame the away fans on that. Either way, it's Wolves and we go to Benfica. It'll be Morato's first time back at Benfica since he left, unless they played Bayer Leverkusen at some point. They might have done. All this means is we have played 9 games in the Premier League, and we currently sit 8th. Of course, win this and we go to 19 points and 3rd. Such is the way this table is shaping up in the early stages. Arsenal are back. I did say watch out for them without European football, though Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool, none of them have European football and all of them in the top 5 currently. Carlos Eduardo, 3rd in the goals. But it's happened again at roughly the same stage of the season. We are down to 3 strikers. Centres I never really expected to say, but Martin Saunders, Uribe and Eduardo all injured. Only Uribe should be back for Benfica, which is concerning. And even then, that's going to be a tight one. Avalos will be in goal. I did kind of forget to play him against Tottenham, and I didn't really talk about the Tottenham fixture. Aaron Martin had a red card in the first half. 2 yellow cards. It went as you'd expect. And I had Robert Sanchez in goal. He was not bad, let's be real, but I'll be honest, I didn't really see if he was to blame for the first one. It kind of happened while I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, Martin the left back, Morato and Ampadu, who apparently don't enjoy playing together, even though Morato's on a 7.23. Tiberio, who was also injured recently. Segovic and Markovic, just because Hesham has been utterly terrible so far this season. Szymanski ahead of them and Fernandez, Pereira and Prieto. Thankfully, the injuries happened to 2 of the 3 second-string strikers. As you can see there, we did heavily rotate against Watford in the Carabao Cup, winning 2-1 there eventually, thanks to the one good striker we had on the pitch. But back in the Prem, it's time to take on Wolverhampton again. Our nemesis here in the Premier League. There's our lovely team. I'm aware, by the way, that the database team that do the faces for the real players that I use have created a database version of the face packs for Z-Gens, New Gens thing. So I'm not going to faff around with it now, just because I'm wary of touching anything visually at this point. But next time around, next save, or next year at the very least, I might have a look at using that alongside the regular face pack, just so obviously there's a uniformity to everyone. There is an argument for continuing with the regular faces from the New Gens, and that's of course just to be able to identify the New Gens. Pereira, that's one of the useful things about it. But part of me wants the uniformity. We scored within 40-something seconds here, and it's Augustine Pereira. I always get his name wrong. There's no U at the beginning. It's got to be a typo. There's a player in the Benfica team that has a similar situation. Oh, Morato scored from a set piece. He scored 4 goals. Can we please talk about this? Morato scored 4 goals by still October, I think. Might just be in November now. But yeah, we need to talk about this. Morato, at 6'3", scored as many goals as Eric Avalos did in 2 years. And Morato's been here about 3 months. Morato clears that one. And it's Fernandez who gets on that clearance. It's going to find its way to Prieto. He's got runners through the middle. Will he find any of them? And he's held it up, and Markovic is now onto that. Fernandez will get on the end of this one, and it's a great save by Iñaki Peña. You'll love to see it, really. Great saves. But Szymanski will stand over this. We've fooled them with the near short option. Words are hard. It's very hot. I am still recording on the same day, hence the same shirt. You may notice, though, different camera. Yeah, that arrived in between the recordings. I could have waited, but time was of the essence. Aaron Martin throws it to Szymanski. I'm not recording tomorrow. It's going to be even hotter. Yeah, if there's any weird pauses, I'll focus on this corner because we're being okay at them recently. Okay, I think we're clear, although ball's recycled. Yeah, if there's any weird pauses, by the way, it's because the camera stopped working and I've had to restart it. I've had it running a little bit whilst I've been playing through, just because it keeps happening and I keep trying to fix it. And I've yet to find the solution, but I can't wait any longer to record. But our old nemesis, who are floundering admittedly at the moment, they seem to have got a result at some point, because I know they were 20th with 0 points and they were 19th when we started today, so they must have got a point somewhere. But yeah, it's not gone well for Wolves this season. They've got Champions League football in one of the worst groups I've ever seen in my life. I think it's something like Real Madrid, Hertha Berlin and PSG or something stupid like that. But Prieto, Tiberio, Markovic, and we could have ended up in that group, which shudder. Fernandez is onside. I didn't think he was, but has made it 3. Markovic, Segovia, Tiberio, Fernandez. He still looks offside, but he must have made a decent little run there. Tiberio. He's behind the ball angle. He was behind the ball angle deceived. Aït-Nouri finds Ward-Prowse in a hyphenated exchange with Hudson-Odoi that continues it. That's amusing. Benfica also have a similar situation. It's quite odd how that's happened, actually. Fornals at Wolves. What nationality is Pablo Fornals? I feel like he's Spanish, not Portuguese, just to ruin that particular thing they have going on at Wolves. Yes, he is indeed Spanish. They have continued the Portugueseness. They've acquired Quaresma and Otavio. I think this Moscow is already there, and he's Colombian anyway. And Fabio Silva has developed into their first choice striker. Prieto on this free kick. The resultant free kick explains why I made that face. 75 minutes on the clock. I should actually look into... Maybe it's the position, because Segovia's put in a 6.5 right there. Esham will come on. Tiberio's on a 9.2. Has he had all of the assists? No, we scored one from a set piece. That can't have come from him. I'll have a look at that when we're on the other page. Actually, with that in mind, talking of set pieces, we will rest Szymanski and we will rest Tiberio. Did have a knock recently, and Castillo is available. But actually, this is one of those rare games where the XG is spot on. Inaki Peña with a delayed animation there with his free kick made that look all the more amusing as it was skied. Avalos hoofs it forward again, and Burns gets under it. Pereira doesn't even challenge. Prieto finds Markovic though, and it's Pereira again. Fernandez. Odd highlight so far. It's gone back to Peña again, who's rolled it out to Quaresma. Finds Hudson-Odoi, Adams, and it's Alex Scott. In case you're wondering where he is, I know he ended up relatively decent in this year's FM. That's where he is. And it's 3-2 now, which is concerning late on. It's more concerning how easily Avalos was beaten with these 2 shots, because he hasn't really died for either of them. But yes, as this game wraps up, you can sort of see I'm making a concerted effort with the release of F1 Manager. That it's not necessarily going to be a new direction, but it's definitely going to be a focus when it comes out. And that's just to reiterate, 3 episodes this week. Obviously, Monday just gone. This will hopefully be the Wednesday upload, provided nothing else goes wrong technologically between now and then. And there'll be a Friday and the following Monday, of course, in that respect. Guaranteed, there may be another episode of FM before F1 comes out, if I can get recording and edited done before I head off early next week. Anyway, it's very hard to keep track of time frames and what classes is next week when you're recording in advance. But I think I've got that correct in what I've just said. This is annoying, and we've cleared it, thankfully. Prieto get the ball. Referee blow the whistle. Referee blow the whistle. Referee. Ref? I mean, we've moved forward with it. Ref? Thank you. Okay, now the XG doesn't tally. It kind of does, rounds up. But yes, the camera won't be the only change, I'll say that going forward. Hardware-wise, yes, that's the last upgrade, but Exeter Steel narrow rules win. We had 3xG, just the 2 assists by Tiberio and our 100% tackle rate as a right back. Does have 15 tackling, does old Tiberio. Oh, Glenn didn't really get much of an upgrade when he went to Continental Pro, by the way. I just thought I'd follow up on that because I did sort of show him off a couple of times, but now he's got Continental Pro, that's what he looks like. And I'll be honest, I think we could still do better. I was expecting more by the time we got to Continental Pro. I mean, for his wages, insane, and his model citizen personality. Not sure how much that affects the squad, but I should say, Ajax beat Bayern Munich. So, yeah, we're top. In fact, I think if both ourselves and Bayern Munich win, then we're through. Oh my god, Wolves beat PSG. What is Wolves? I mean, their start was horrendous, wasn't it? I think we looked at this already. Beat Norwich and drew at Brighton in the league. They're the only results they've had in the league, but they've beaten Real Madrid and PSG and drew with Hertha Berlin away from home. Are they 19th in the Premier League, top of a group with PSG, Real Madrid and Hertha Berlin? You can't even blame the Premier League bit on the Champions League because they lost 4 games before that even got off. So, alright, Football Manager. Same first 11. Don't see any need to change it. Like, I made an internal promise to play Robert Sanchez in the Champions League. I will maintain it. and Hesham in for Segovia. Sorry, there wasn't one other change. On the basis that maybe it's the position that's hampering him, but Benfica are playing the player. It's their number 14, Guillermo Gonzalez. I feel like there's a missing end there. Also, they appear to have raided Southampton at some point, as they have both Kyle Walker-Peters and Jan Bednarek. I did reference a hyphenated thing for Benfica. Alongside Kyle Walker-Peters last time we played them in the home fixture was Cameron Carter-Vickers. So I don't get that particular joy today of that double hyphenated defence line, but still, he's now this time joined with his Southampton teammate. Benfica also do have Martin van der Voort, who surprisingly is only at Benfica. Markovic phases through the referee. I mean, if you're going to phase through someone, at least make it the ref. But rather than their attacker, as Marcus Leonardo scores immediately. Well, 6 minutes in, actually, but scores immediately. I'm not pleased with that one. Not pleased with that one. Leandro Barreiro, I have him. I think, no. Did I sign Leandro Barreiro for Hanover in the end, or did I just only ever think about it? Well, I'm not pleased with this, as this sort of brings other teams back into the fold. Barreiro finds Gonzalez, Bednarek, Walker-Peters, Barreiro. The 3 strikers and none on the bench. There is a chance we change this to a diamond at some point, by the way. Just to brace yourselves on that front. Might place a striker before a defensive player, particularly if we're having a little issue getting the ball. But Hesham just passes it to Kyle Walker-Peters. Maybe that one is on Hesham then. Kyle Walker-Peters, again, finds Gonzalez. It's very hard to track that. I just want to say Gonzalez. Giovanni, Marcus Leonardo, Chile finds... God. Was it a mistake playing Sanchez? I mean, not to worry too much. Benfica did score first in the other leg. Say other leg, it's not a 2-legged fixture, but you know what I mean. I think I did just encourage the lads before that as well, so I can't shout at them again. Until now, demand more, you useless cretins. Aaron Martin, I was worried by that throw immediately just because there was a player lurking next to him. Szymanski, though, finds Aaron, still going, and gives it away. Of course he does. Martin van der Voort hoofs it, only as far as Hesham, who doesn't find Szymanski. That's on Szymanski, though, that one. It's great play by Benfica, and it's 3-0. Sanchez made a save, remarkably. He's on a 6.4. He's never playing again. Oh, he's on a 6.9 now. He's made 6.9 now. He's made 1 save. How fickle the ratings are for goalkeepers. Good lord. At least Morata headed that out for a throw-in. Kyle Walker-Peters with the throw-in basically in the corner flag. Prieto heads it on to Pereira, who is onside. Szymanski. Oh, that was close. Contemplating an early change here. I don't want to take Prieto or Fernandez off, because the issue with taking a striker off now is it's just a very bold move. Pereira's in, finds Prieto, and that's 2-1. It just feels too early for them, because as soon as they make that change, you can't undo it. Because I don't have the other striker on the bench to bring on then to undo that late on if they decide that it's not working as a diamond. It's the same setup, same formation, just with a striker as a defensive midfielder, basically. I have this same setup with a defensive midfielder instead of attacking midfielder as well. 3 versions of the same tactic, just different people moved around. Thrash Arms, what was that? Get your acts together. Yeah, we're not exactly hemming them in, are we? They've got 3 players in our half, and most of the possession. There's an argument for Fernandez to come off here, and I think that's what we'll do. Our mine's on a 6.3 as well, Thierry Small on. I'm concerned by putting Markovic in the defensive midfield role on a booking, but Szymanski will find Morato here, nearly scores against his former team, and in fact, it could be a shout to take him off. Ampadu can play DM, Markovic finds Hesham, finds Prieto, that's a good ball actually. Shame about the finish. We get a corner from that though, and we are dangerous of course. Prieto's lurking at the back post for this one. Morato, Mandabort holds it. Bayern Munich are beating Ajax, which is only good for us actually. I think what we actually do is we take Ahmed Hesham off, who's also had another terrible game. So it wasn't the position for Hesham, that's what we've learned there. Although Markovic is now dead on his feet, which isn't helpful. Kyle Walker-Peters, Baba Mansleon, who has gotten him over himself now from the old Chelsea transfer saga, which never came to any more fruition. I think they made a deadline day bid, which was even lower than all the other bids, so yeah. Free kick for them, I don't like this. Can't shout at anyone and I can't make any substitutions to cancel it. Ball stays in play here. Pereira gets on the end of this. Pereira, if you can hold this up, Sunshine, or do a 1-2 with Prieto in a slightly old fashion, but find Markovic in the box, get it back to Markovic, get it to Mansley. Mansley, get there first, buddy. Bouncing, it's bouncing. Cleared. I can't go any more attacking here, lads, really. Kostov booked, and it will be Prieto to stand over this once again. He cannot be our best free kick taker, surely. It's off the crossbar. Ampadu's not there to deal with it. Pereira finds Small. Small finds Mansley. Prieto. Oh, God. I was about to click encourage, but now I'll do it. The throw-in has been taken. Prieto. Oh my God, Thierry Small. It took a second to register that went in. Of all the players to get something dramatic here, it's Thierry Small. I didn't realise it had gone in until the tape came up. It's also very hot, so that reaction wasn't necessarily as excitable as it should have been. Apologies, I've run out a bit of energy. It's worth noting, that goal, that point for us, isn't necessarily an important point for us. What it is 2 less points for Benfica. That was the more important thing in that situation. Ourselves are still ahead of Bayern Munich because of those 2 draws. But what it means is, no matter what happens against Bayern Munich, we go into the final game ahead of Benfica. We can lose to Bayern Munich, they'll go ahead of us in the table. That's no issue, really. They'll be on 10, we'll be on 8. Benfica can only go into the last game with 7 points. And actually, no matter what happens now, we have European football going forward, I believe. Because there's no way either Benfica or Ajax don't end up bottom. If Ajax get results, Benfica can bottom. If Benfica get results, Ajax can bottom. I don't think there's any way both of them can get ahead of us because they play each other next. And we lose to Iberia for the Bayern Munich game, which is not helpful. What it does mean is that last game becomes more important probably because we will probably get beaten by Bayern Munich, let's be real, away from home. So that final Ajax game will be important. We are in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, by the way, of course. Didn't really mention the Tottenham Waffle games before, but we do have that. Cambridge are in the last 8. They're in League 1 or 2 still, so shout out to them. Arsenal play Newcastle and Liverpool play Brighton, so I think arguably we've got one of the more favourable draws there. There's a good chance we end up in the final of this, depending on who we get in the semi-finals, provided we get past Sheffield United as well. This will be our first appearance in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup if we were to beat Sheffield United, by the way. Not going to bring it to you, but shout out to Cambridge. As we well know already, Ajax, along with, I think just to put as many games in between, Arsenal afterwards, because Arsenal are currently running away with the title. So I think that's the sense. I say running away, they're 5 points clear. I think that's the sensible thing to do. But anyway, thank you for joining me again. Now, provided this has gone out without any technical issues on the Wednesday, I'll see you again on Friday for the conclusion of the Champions League groups. Remarkable how that actually kind of panned out scheduling-wise, that all 3 parts of the Champions League group stages come out in the same week. Technology, I hated you last week, but it's kind of worked out scheduling-wise in our favour in the long run. Silver linings, I guess. Look on the bright side, all that jazz. Until next time, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.